Hello, everyone, and welcome to English with Emma. I'm Emma, and I'm so happy to have you with us today.
Hi, everyone. I'm Tom. Welcome to another exciting English learning podcast. We hope you are ready to improve your English in a fun and easy way.
In today's episode, Emma and Tom are going to talk about a very useful topic: learn English by shadowing.
Yes, we will explore how shadowing can help you improve your pronunciation, listening skills, speaking confidence, and natural English communication.
Whether you are a beginner or an advanced learner, this conversation will give you helpful ideas and simple techniques that you can practice every day.
So, stay with us, listen carefully, and practice along with our conversation. Remember, every minute you spend with English helps you become a better speaker.
Before we begin, don't forget to subscribe to English with Emma. Like this video, leave a comment and share it with your friends who are learning English.
Your support helps our channel grow, and we love hearing your ideas and learning experiences in the comments.
Now, let's start today's podcast conversation and learn English together.
Let's begin.
Hi, Tom. Welcome back to our English learning podcast. Today, we're going to talk about a powerful and practical way to improve English naturally: shadowing. Tom, have you heard about this learning technique before?
Yes, I have, Emma. Shadowing is a really interesting method for language learners. It means listening to an English speaker and repeating the words at the same time. You follow the speaker's voice, rhythm, and pronunciation. It's a great way to train your ears and improve your speaking skills.
Exactly, Tom. Many English learners spend a lot of time studying grammar rules and memorizing vocabulary, but speaking a language requires active practice. Knowing words is important, but using those words confidently in real conversations is the next step.
That's true, Emma. I remember when I first started learning English. I knew many words and understood basic grammar, but when I had to speak, I felt nervous. I was worried about making mistakes and didn't know how to sound natural.
Many learners have the same experience. They can understand English when they read or listen, but they feel uncomfortable when it's time to speak. Shadowing helps because it gives learners a chance to practice speaking without the pressure of having a real conversation immediately.
I like that idea. When you shadow, you are learning from a real speaker. You can hear how they pronounce words, how they connect sentences, and how they express emotions through their voice.
Exactly. Shadowing is not only about repeating words, it is about copying the natural flow of English. You learn where to pause, which words to emphasize, and how English speakers communicate in everyday situations.
So, Emma, can anyone use shadowing to learn English? Is it only for advanced students, or can beginners try it too?
Absolutely, Tom. Anyone can use shadowing, including beginners. The key is choosing the right material. Beginners should start with short and simple sentences that are easy to understand and repeat.
That makes sense. If someone chooses a very difficult conversation at the beginning, they might feel frustrated and lose motivation.
Exactly. Learning English should be enjoyable. Start with small steps, practice regularly, and slowly increase the difficulty. Even a few minutes of shadowing every day can create great improvement over time.
I think consistency is very important. A learner doesn't need to practice for many hours every day. They just need to create a habit and keep improving little by little.
That's right, Tom. Shadowing is like exercise for your English speaking muscles. The more you practice, the stronger your pronunciation, listening ability, and confidence become.
I'm excited about this topic because shadowing is simple, but it can make a big difference. It allows learners to practice English anywhere, anytime.
Yes, whether you are walking, traveling, or relaxing at home, you can use shadowing to make English part of your daily life. It's a smart and effective way to move closer to natural communication.
Emma, now that we understand what shadowing is, I have an important question. How should learners start their first shadowing practice? Many students want to try it, but they don't know the best way to begin.
That's a great question, Tom. The first step is choosing the right material. Learners should find a short audio or video with a clear speaker. It could be a simple conversation, a podcast, a short story, or a learning video. The most important thing is that the speaker's voice is easy to understand.
So, learners should not choose something too difficult at the beginning?
Exactly. If the material is too advanced, learners may become frustrated. Shadowing should be challenging, but it should also be enjoyable. Start with short sentences and clear pronunciation. As your skills improve, you can slowly move to more difficult content.
That makes a lot of sense. What should learners do after choosing their audio or video?
First, listen carefully without repeating. Listen once or twice and focus on understanding the meaning. Pay attention to the speaker's pronunciation, speed, rhythm, and emotions. This listening stage is very important because it prepares your brain before you start speaking.
So, listening comes before speaking?
Yes, Tom. Good shadowing is not just copying sounds. You need to understand the message behind the words. When you know the meaning, it becomes easier to repeat naturally and remember the expressions you hear.
I think some learners make the mistake of only trying to repeat quickly without understanding anything.
Exactly. If you only copy sounds, you may pronounce the words correctly, but you may not know how to use them in real conversations. Shadowing works best when you combine listening, understanding, and speaking practice together.
That's a great point. I have noticed that native speakers often connect words together when they speak. Sometimes, it sounds completely different from the way words are written.
Yes, Tom. This is one of the biggest challenges for English learners. Native speakers often blend sounds, shorten words, and speak naturally. For example, words that are separate in writing can sound connected in a real conversation.
Many learners feel confused when they hear this because they learned every word separately from a textbook.
Exactly. Shadowing helps you notice these natural connections. Instead of hearing each word as an individual piece, your brain starts recognizing complete phrases and patterns.
That's interesting. So, over time, learners begin to understand English more naturally because their ears become familiar with real speaking styles.
Absolutely. Shadowing trains your listening ability. The more you listen and repeat, the more comfortable your brain becomes with different speeds, accents, and expressions.
I also think this practice can help learners feel more confident because they are using their voice every day.
You're right, Tom. Speaking confidence grows through practice. When learners repeat English regularly, they become more comfortable with pronunciation and expressing themselves.
How long should someone practice shadowing each day?
Even 10 to 15 minutes of focused practice can be helpful. The key is consistency. Daily practice creates a strong habit and allows your English skills to improve step by step.
I love that advice. Small daily actions can create big results over time.
Exactly, Tom. With patience and regular practice, shadowing can make your listening stronger, your pronunciation clearer, and your conversations easier.
That's wonderful. I think many English learners will enjoy trying this method because it is simple, practical, and effective.
Yes. Start slowly, listen carefully, repeat confidently, and enjoy your English learning journey.
Emma, now let's talk about another important part of learning English: pronunciation. Many learners know many words, but they still want to sound more natural when they speak. How does shadowing improve pronunciation?
That's a great question, Tom. Shadowing is one of the best ways to improve pronunciation because it allows you to copy the speaker's sounds, stress, and intonation. You don't just learn what words sound like, you also learn how those words are expressed in real conversations.
That sounds very useful. Sometimes learners pronounce every word correctly, but their English still sounds different from native speakers. Why does that happen?
It happens because pronunciation is not only about saying individual words correctly. Natural English also depends on rhythm, stress, and the way words connect together. Shadowing helps learners understand these important parts of spoken English.
Can you explain stress and intonation in a simple way for our listeners?
Of course, Tom. Stress means giving more importance to certain words or syllables. In English, some words are stronger and clearer than others. For example, important information words often receive more stress when we speak.
And what about intonation?
Intonation is the rise and fall of your voice while speaking. It shows emotions, questions, excitement, surprise, or confidence. When learners practice intonation through shadowing, their speech begins to sound more natural and expressive.
That's interesting. So, when we shadow a speaker, we are not only repeating vocabulary, we are also learning how to communicate feelings through our voice.
Exactly, Tom. Communication is more than just knowing the correct words. Your voice, rhythm, pronunciation, and confidence all play important roles in making your message clear.
I understand now. A person might have excellent vocabulary, but if they speak with unnatural rhythm, listeners may find it harder to follow.
That's right. English is a language with its own patterns and sounds. Shadowing gives learners the opportunity to practice those patterns until they become more automatic.
I think this is especially helpful for people who study English alone. They can listen to a speaker and practice without needing a conversation partner.
Absolutely. Shadowing creates a connection between listening and speaking. When you listen carefully and repeat regularly, your brain starts remembering the natural flow of English.
So, even if someone knows the correct words, their English can improve by practicing the way they say those words.
Exactly. The way you deliver your words is just as important as the words themselves. A natural speaking style can help you communicate more clearly and confidently.
I like that idea because English is a living language. It's not just something we read in a textbook or memorize from a grammar book.
That's right, Tom. English is a language used by real people in real situations. Shadowing brings English into everyday life and helps learners develop a natural speaking style.
I think many learners will enjoy this method because they can practice with topics they love, such as podcasts, interviews, stories, or conversations.
Yes, the best practice material is something that interests you. When you enjoy what you are listening to, you stay motivated and learn faster.
Emma, what advice would you give to learners who want to improve their pronunciation through shadowing?
I would say listen carefully, repeat patiently, and don't worry about making mistakes. Your pronunciation will improve with regular practice. Every repetition is a step toward clearer and more confident English.
That's wonderful advice. Shadowing really shows that speaking English is not only about learning more words, but also about learning how to use your voice.
Exactly, Tom. With shadowing, learners can develop better pronunciation, stronger listening skills, and a more natural way of speaking English.
Emma, we have talked about the benefits of shadowing, pronunciation, and listening skills. Now I want to ask about practice. How often should English learners practice shadowing to see real improvement?
That's an excellent question, Tom. The most important thing is consistency. Learners do not need to spend many hours practicing every day. Even 10 to 15 minutes of focused shadowing practice every day can make a big difference over time.
That sounds very achievable. I think many learners believe they need long study sessions to improve their English, but sometimes small daily habits can create better results.
Exactly, Tom. Learning a language is like building a skill step by step. A short practice session every day helps your brain become familiar with English sounds, sentence patterns, and natural speaking styles.
So, instead of practicing for 3 hours once a week, it may be better to practice a little every day?
Yes, that's right. Regular practice keeps English active in your mind. When you hear and speak English daily, your confidence grows and using the language becomes easier.
I like that idea because it makes learning feel less stressful. A learner can easily find 10 minutes in their daily schedule.
Exactly. The key is creating a simple routine that you can follow. For example, you can listen to a short audio, repeat the speaker's words, record yourself, and then compare your voice with the original speaker.
That sounds like a very effective method. But I think some learners may feel nervous about recording themselves. They might not like hearing their own voice at first.
That's completely normal, Tom. Many people feel uncomfortable when they hear a recording of their own voice. However, recording yourself is one of the best ways to notice your progress and find areas where you can improve.
Can you explain how recording helps learners improve?
Of course. When you record yourself, you can listen carefully to your pronunciation, speed, and rhythm. You can compare your speaking with the original speaker and notice small differences. This helps you make adjustments and improve step by step.
That makes a lot of sense. Sometimes we don't notice our own mistakes while speaking, but a recording allows us to hear ourselves more clearly.
Exactly. Recording creates a learning opportunity. Instead of guessing what you need to improve, you can listen, analyze, and practice specific areas.
I think this would also motivate learners because they can actually hear their improvement after a few weeks or months.
Yes, Tom. Progress becomes more visible when you practice with a clear method. Many learners feel encouraged when they compare their old recordings with their new ones and hear positive changes.
That must feel rewarding. It shows learners that their hard work is creating real results.
Absolutely. Every practice session is valuable. Even small improvements in pronunciation, listening, and confidence are signs that you are moving forward.
So, the best approach is to practice regularly, record yourself, and stay patient with the learning process.
Exactly, Tom. Shadowing is not about becoming perfect in one day. It is about making steady progress and enjoying the journey of learning English.
I love that message. Small steps, daily practice, and a positive attitude can help learners achieve their English goals.
That's right. With a clear routine and consistent effort, shadowing can become a powerful tool for improving your English communication skills.
Emma, we have learned so much about shadowing in this podcast. We talked about how it improves listening, pronunciation, speaking confidence, and natural communication. Now, I have one final question for you. What is your best advice for learners who want to use shadowing to improve their English?
That's a wonderful question, Tom. My advice is simple. Be patient, enjoy the process, and practice with confidence. When you start shadowing, don't worry about being perfect. Making mistakes is a natural part of learning, and every mistake helps you discover how to improve.
I really like that message, Emma. Many learners become frustrated because they want to speak perfectly from the beginning. But learning a language takes time and dedication.
Exactly, Tom. Learning English is a journey, not a race. Every time you listen, repeat, and practice, you are building your skills. Every repetition helps your brain become more familiar with English sounds and expressions.
That's true. Sometimes learners don't notice small improvements because they are focused only on their final goal. But every small step is important.
Absolutely. Shadowing is like training your English muscles. Just like physical exercise makes your body stronger, regular speaking practice makes your English stronger. The more you practice, the more natural and confident your speaking becomes.
I love that comparison. It shows that improvement comes through regular effort. You don't become fluent overnight, but you can improve every day.
Exactly. The most successful learners are not always the ones who study the longest. They are often the ones who practice consistently and continue learning with a positive attitude.
And one of the best things about shadowing is that learners can practice almost anywhere. They don't need a special classroom or expensive equipment.
That's right, Tom. Learners can shadow podcasts, videos, interviews, movies, or everyday conversations. They can practice while walking, traveling, relaxing at home, or during their free time.
That makes shadowing a very flexible learning method. Everyone can include it in their daily routine.
Exactly. The important thing is to choose topics you enjoy. When you listen to something interesting, you stay motivated and your learning becomes more enjoyable.
So, learners should find English content they love, listen carefully, and speak along with the speaker.
Yes, Tom. Make English part of your daily life. Listen to English, repeat English, and use English as often as you can. The more you interact with the language, the more comfortable you will become.
I think many English learners will feel more confident after trying this technique. Shadowing gives them a simple way to practice and improve every day.
I hope so, Tom. Remember, progress comes from patience and practice. Don't compare your beginning with someone else's progress. Focus on your own improvement and celebrate every achievement.
Thank you, Emma, for sharing such valuable advice. This conversation has shown us that shadowing can be a powerful tool for anyone learning English.
Thank you, Tom. And thank you to everyone listening to our podcast. Keep practicing, keep speaking, and remember that every small step brings you closer to fluency.
Keep learning, stay confident, and enjoy your English journey.
See you in the next English learning conversation.
Thank you, everyone, for listening to today's podcast on English with Emma. We hope you enjoyed our conversation and learned something useful about how to improve your English through shadowing.
Yes, thank you for joining us. We hope this episode helped you understand how practicing with shadowing can improve your pronunciation, listening skills, speaking confidence, and natural communication.
Remember, learning English is a journey. Keep practicing a little every day. Stay positive, and don't be afraid to make mistakes. Every effort you make brings you closer to your goals.
Before you leave, don't forget to subscribe to English with Emma for more English learning podcasts, conversations, and helpful lessons.
If you enjoyed this video, please like it, leave a comment below, and share this podcast with your friends, family, or anyone who wants to improve their English.
We love reading your comments and hearing about your English learning experiences. Your support helps us create more useful content for learners around the world.
Thank you again for spending your time with us today. Keep listening, keep practicing, and keep improving your English.
This is Emma.
And this is Tom.
From English with Emma, we'll see you in the next podcast. Keep learning and have a wonderful day.
Goodbye, everyone, and happy English learning.